Rob, do you know what you're doing?
This week, haven't heard just yet. So hopefully find out today. We'd love to be playing at Adelaide Oval, but obviously we'll do whatever we need to do. In terms of with everything that's going on, we'll do whatever we need to do and play wherever we need to play. So hopefully Adelaide Oval, but we'll wait and see.
Does the uncertainty bother you at all? You're pretty experienced in this sort of stuff now.
Yeah, not really. I think last year probably was a good lesson in that, and we're ready for anything really. And last week was fine, and we adapted to that. So we're ready to play wherever, and it's another game of footy wherever we play.
Some people are serious preparers. They have very strict regimes in the lead up to games. Are you one of those people? Is there anyone in there that perhaps does get affected when this sort of thing happens?
I can't think of anyone in particular, but I probably used to be stricter, but I've probably loosened up a little bit now, so it doesn't really affect me. I know that it's you can perform the same actions out in the field and play the same way wherever you go and however your preparation's affected. So there's no one at the club that's too anal with that sort of stuff. So I think they're all okay.
How do you find that playing a Victorian team at a neutral venue type setup, if that was to occur again?
Yeah, it felt a little bit like last year with the COVID stuff at a neutral venue with limited crowds. Obviously not as enjoyable and loud as what it would be at a packed Adelaide Oval or MCG, but we just focus on playing our footy, and it doesn't really necessarily affect how we go about it, and we're happy to do whatever we can in the current situation and just play footy.
Got many Crow fans in Western Sydney?
I heard a couple. I think it was Jake Kelly's 100th, so there's a couple that came out in support, but probably slightly more Richmond fans on the weekend. But there's probably a couple hiding in Western Sydney somewhere.
Do you feel for the Adelaide fans if the game is moved?
Absolutely, yeah. We love playing in front of our fans and love playing Adelaide Oval, and they're probably the ones that are most affected if the game is moved this week away from the Oval, because people love getting out there and watching a really good game. So hopefully we're able to play there, but obviously with everything going on, we understand that we need to do what we need to do and play footy wherever we need to.
BB said this would be possibly the toughest month of your career, given who you face. Obviously Grundy's out, so it changes things a little bit. How have you assessed the last couple of weeks personally?
Haven't probably had a great month over the last month. Been really disappointed with how I've played and how I've sort of contributed to the team, and probably started off with a little bit of a niggle and a little bit of a back injury that sort of translated into a loss of a bit of form and continuity and confidence. So I was a bit disappointed with how I went against a couple of really good opponents. But looking to get my form back on track and really help the team win.
What happened to you?
I just had a little niggle with some spasms and some irritation, probably about a month and a bit ago, which probably just only affected me for a game or two, but probably just translated into a loss of, training continuity, a little bit of loss of confidence, loss of form, and that probably translated into poorer on-field performances from what I really wanted to do.
So does that lack of training, does it sort of make you feel a bit sort of behind the pace perhaps, or how does it affect you on the match days? Yeah, well, I'm sort of a player that's, I guess I'm not necessarily a super talented player. I sort of get my confidence from a body of work and a volume of training at a really high intensity. So I guess having that taken away, I'll probably lose a little bit of that confidence on game day. So that was probably it, and I'm getting back to really good training habits and really good training standards now, and that'll hopefully translate into a really good back end of the year. Against the Tigers, you sort of pumped up a bit, didn't you? A little bit better there?
Yeah, it felt really good on the weekend. Wasn't perfect, but felt like I'm getting back on track, and looking forward to a really big back end of the year and really building some really good form and helping the team win, because I felt like I probably let the team down a little bit at times, so I just want to get back to really leading that midfield group and leading the team out in the field.
Was it really talk of having a rest when you were struggling?
It was probably only a week or two that it really affected me, and didn't have any talk about having a rest. I'm not really one that enjoys the idea of a rest, and probably not for me. So I like continuity, and don't really want to miss any games after probably 4 or 5 years early in my career where I didn't play a lot of games. So I'd want to take every opportunity and play really good footy as much as I can.
You said he was pleased with you against the Tigers. Does no Grundy give you any added confidence that you can keep that form going?
Not necessarily. I love playing against the best players and the best ruckman in the competition. So I was really looking forward to playing him. I think he's injured, so that's unfortunate for him. But as I said, I love playing against the best, improving myself. It's the best way to grow as a player, and come up against guys like that. So I was really looking forward to that, but it doesn't really change what I do in terms of bringing what I bring and bringing that level of intensity.
When you say you're sort of down on a bit of form, what does that translate to on game day? What aren't you achieving that you would like to achieve?
The main things for me is that I guess confidence and dominance around the ruck and around the contest and the follow-up, and then also having the ability to get in positions to take marks and really impact in the air. So being down on a little bit of that form and that confidence to be able to do that makes a big difference. So I really want to get back to really having a real presence around the contest, around the stoppage, and then also in the air, taking big marks and bringing the ball to ground if I'm not marking it.
Do you feel a pressure from beneath you to perform in your role? From the outside looking in, no disrespect to those guys, you're clearly a cut above on the last 18 months worth of form. Do you still feel that they're knocking on the door, or is it your spot and something has to go really wrong for you to lose it?
No, there's definitely pressure. Definitely. I feel like Kieran Strong's been dominating in the SANFL, and he's always putting pressure on me at training too, as well as the other tall guys like Billy Frampton and Riley Thilthorpe. But yeah, there's definitely pressure from underneath, and I don't feel like, especially when I'm playing badly, I don't feel like I'm a lock for the team by any stretch. So I'm always putting that pressure on myself as well, so to perform at a really high level.
How does it feel then for you to feel like you're in form, but you're in not where you want to be after the year you had last year, being at such great heights, not being able to reach that again?
Yeah, well, it's really disappointing. You do a lot of reflecting, but that's just part of footy, I think. Form's it's a pretty funny thing, pretty fickle thing. I felt like probably before the GWS game I was playing really good footy and building some really good form, and then had a little niggle, and then I lost a bit of continuity, lost a bit of form and confidence, and it turns pretty quickly. So I just knew that getting back to putting in the work, it turns just as quickly the other way. So footy's a bit of a roller coaster at times. It's not always going to go your way, but it's just being able to, I guess, push through that, fight through that, and get back to playing really good footy and helping the team, because that's ultimately what I want to do.
What do you think your coach has said to you throughout that little patch?
Probably Doc Clark's my main port of call in terms of coaching, but he's just super supportive, and we have a really good relationship, talking through what I need to do to get better, what I need to do to, I guess, fix my form issues. So had really good chats with him, got back to really good training standards, really good repetition, bringing that intensity, and hopefully that bodes well for the rest of the year and I'll have a really good back end of the year.
Why do players fall for form then, Rob? If it's so fickle and it comes and goes, I mean, everyone in any line of work, they always reference whether you're in good form or bad form, but why do we sort of get stuck down under the form when it goes and comes so quickly? Yeah,
it's funny, isn't it? It's but that's the thing. The thing about AFL footy, it's not a huge drop off. It's not a 20-30% drop. It's a 5% drop off. You're half a second slower to react on the ball. You're not as aggressive or assertive in what you're doing, and that makes a huge difference throughout the game. And then the more you do that, I guess your confidence and you lose a little bit of that aggression, a little bit of that. I guess being on the front foot, and that just translates into your game. So it's a really fickle thing, but working through that is just a part of AFL footy, part of life really. I've enjoyed the struggle through that and getting through that and getting to the other side and trying to hopefully play really good footy come the next 13 games in the year, or 11 games.
Would you brace for a bit of aggression from your big self?
Absolutely, I try and bring that every week, but definitely bring that aggression and bring that, I guess, a bit of an aura of dominance around the ball and in the air. So that's my plan every week, and hopefully I can do that.